This one is Ladies Home Journal, July 1973, and the price was 60 cents. The magazine women believe in. And this is one of those really big magazines. You know what I mean by big? Really wide and tall. So I'm going to be chewing ice cubes, spearmint gum. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Check my playlists. I have a magazine flip-through playlist, amongst many others. Please follow me on Instagram at my ASMR Addiction. I follow everyone back. And please check out my second channel, True Crime Time, ASMR, link in the description. Alright, so look who we have here. Marilyn Monroe, exclusive from the 1995 Book of the Year, Marilyn Monroe by Norman Mailer. A major writer begins his unique biography of a great and tragic movie star. So, she is already deceased by this publication. Sadly, rest in peace. So here's what we are going to be seeing. The Men We Marry, Mrs. Agnew's Diet and Exercise Plan. I think Mrs. Agnew must be Spiro Agnew's wife, and was he the vice president? I think. Short stories, Our Bodies, Ourselves. After the TV series, After the Divorce. You won't believe the things you can make with towels. And then we have this address label covering up some stuff, and then some are food ideas. Alright, let's crack this open. I got this on eBay. Okay, so we have here New Natural Wear, Miss Clairol hair dye. It's a shampoo in hair color. Okay. 8 days since I colored it. Love the shine and the way it wears. Here we have, she conked out, but her hair held up. Final net holds up longer than you do. So her hairspray lasts longer than her energy does. I believe it. She has some coffee here. She should drink it. spray. And I use Lysol spray too. Go figure. I hate it though, like whenever you spray it, it just reminds me of like somebody must be sick, you know, because my mother used to spray that whenever somebody was sick, you know, to kill the germs so other people wouldn't catch it, and the smell is like still the same today as it was when I was a kid. If your skin's added with soaps and cleansing creams, Revlon has something better. Revlon Natural Herb Cleanser. This 13-ounce tub is only $2.45. That doesn't sound cheap for 1973 though. I would think a tub of cleanser like this, made by Revlon, wouldn't cost more than like $4 or something at Walmart. That's just my guess though. Slender is for taking it off and keeping it off. SLENDER. Try our latest way to peel off pounds fast, luscious, new slender diet meal pudding with less calories than any other diet pudding. Mixed with the substantial nutrition of milk or chilled from the can, Slender is just 225 calories and it works, so ask your doctor and get started. It's just pudding or a drink. Diet food mix. So it's something similar to like Slim Fast, I guess. Okay, and here's a little cartoon. I don't know if you could see it, but it says, "Right this way, folks. Your coats are in the bedroom." And there's a dog laying on top of the coats, I guess. That's not very funny. Think. Thins. It's a you know what ad, and we aren't going to read it. No, no, no. Keep moving. Now you can follow your doctor's advice about varicose veins without having it show. Bless Bauer and Black Real Elastic Hosiery. passion. A competent marriage counselor spent more than a year helping this otherwise intelligent couple. Surely parents, teachers, and clergymen could do a better job of preparing young people for successful adult family life. Wow. I mean, not really. I mean, is that about, like, them just not understanding how things work? Or they just, you know, the guy was just, conveniently helpful to appear younger. Look, is this an ad? No, actually, I don't think so. Alright, that's just too funny. It's funny that they're saying, just when a woman reaches the age she feels most tenderly romantic, she often becomes all self-good. So they're saying that, like, older women are more tenderly romantic, if you know what they mean. And isn't it a pity that that's when they become self-conscious? What do you think? Especially if you've been with the guy since you were younger. Do you really have to hide it from him that you got older? I mean, so did he. parents, and then here's a little tiny kid, and he's coming out of Dr. Marcus's office. The doctor said my nerves are shot and I'll have to give up carrots, spinach, and cleaning my room. Now this is like a special section which is made out of like paper, as opposed to this is like your typical magazine paper, and this is like newspaper over here, okay? And this is the Ladies' Home Journal Book Bonus, Husband's Exclusive National Report on the Men We Marry. What do American husbands really think of themselves, their wives, marriages, children, jobs, sex, divorces, and life in general? Okay, let's see what Martin said. I found out she was seeing one other guy, so I brought girls home to spite her, and it worked. Chris, the first girl I slept with, told her friends I was good, and I began living happy. It's never stopped. That's all it took for him to be happy for his whole life. For real. John, I felt threatened when my wife wanted to go back to work. Herb, I handle the money, decide on a new car, my wife writes the checks. Tom, we don't have anything in common anymore. I support equal rights and my wife supports the symphony. Okay. Joe, I had a detective follow my wife for 3 weeks. When I showed her the evidence, she just laughed. How Mrs. Agnew stays fit. At 52, Judy Agnew is the mother of 4 and grandmother of 2, yet she remains as bouncy as a co-ed thanks to her interest in sound nutrition and physical fitness. Here, the vice president's wife, who knows what it's like to fight the battle of the waistline, talks about her VP, very personal prescription for healthier living, including the diet she follows and the exercise she does every day. It's getting noisy here. The pages for some reason. Legs sheer from tummy to toes. Pantyhose or ears. Wear your leggiest dress. Slit your skirt like crazy. Chop your jeans off short. Show 10 toes. Now you can show more of your legs with our legs. Mrs. Wonderful tells her own story by angel, the sweet angel of sex, and the sugar of sex came up from her like a resonance of sound in the clearest grain of a violin. She gave the feeling that if you made love to her, why then how could you not move more easily into sweets and the purchase of the full promise of future sweets, move into tender heavens where your flesh would be restored? That didn't even make any sense to me. Okay. Why am I so afraid? She wrote in her notebook. In 1955, at age 29, she wistfully posed for the high school graduation picture she'd never had. So are they saying she didn't graduate, but she took the picture? 1961. She has no roots, but illegitimacy on one side and insanity on the other. Marilyn and Arthur Miller at Amagan said her wedding band was inscribed, "Now is forever, forever was 5 years." So they were only married for 5 years, I guess. With Joe DiMaggio. His companion to her, his gift to her, is that he loves her. Is that literally it? Well, before I leave this story, I just want to say that today I was watching on YouTube a video about JFK's affairs. You know, all the love affairs he had, and probably most of you know that he had an affair with Marilyn Monroe. Amongst many others. I didn't know about all his affairs, but apparently he had a lot. So, some people suggest that, you know, when she died, it was, you know, written off as a drug overdose. But some people think that the Kennedys had her killed. What do you think? I don't think so. Maybe I'm naive, but I don't think the Kennedys would do that. I mean, I don't think they would have someone killed. I just don't. But tell me if you have any thoughts on it. Why did this magazine start out quiet and become so crinkly? It's not going to sound bad to you because I am going to edit it, but to me it is very loud. Sheets not for sleeping only. Okay, so I guess instead of just sleeping on your sheets, you could make them into a dress, a tablecloth, a pillow, maybe even wallpaper or curtains. This is so busy, you know what I mean? But I guess that was what they liked at that time. substitute for butter until they realized, I don't know when, maybe in the 90s, that, don't quote me on this, that margarine had trans fat, which turned out to be more unhealthy than the saturated fat in butter. So like trans fat has become almost illegal to use. Like you won't see products with much trans fat in it these days because it is not good. One good fruit deserves another. Wheat germ. Kretschmer wheat germ. You know, when I was a kid, we always had wheat germ in the house, and I talked to my husband about it, and he said when he was a kid, they never had wheat germ in the house. So we decided that it wasn't a thing of those days. Like the reason why I had it in my house was not because it was popular in those days, but rather just that my mother wanted to have wheat germ in the house, and that's why we had it. Because it's healthy or whatever, choose to put it in our like oatmeal. But I don't think that the average person ate wheat germ back when I was a kid. Yes, you're welcome for me sharing that pointless little story. Okay, here's a nice little cartoon ad for baggies, and I did not know that baggies was an actual, like, name of a product, and I am really surprised because, in fact, just a few days ago we kept saying the word baggies because we just dropped my son off at college and kept saying, oh, we forgot to buy you baggies, you need baggies. Like if you need to bring something to school with you, like because he got an apartment off campus and whatever, he needs baggies. It's not important, but baggies, where'd we get that word from? Like from this? But this probably hasn't existed in decades. But yet, I use the word, and even my son is using the word because he kept saying, and he even texted me like, I got baggies. Like after we left. I am rambling. Okay, I was gonna read this. Today, I'm gonna show you how to make chicken a la baggies alligator. Sniff, sniff. He's smelling the chicken. There ought to be a law against refrigerating store-wrapped chicken if chickens were washed first, then put in a baggies food storage bag. They would taste better and smell fresher longer. Baggies alligator bags are rough and tough with a texture like mine. This was not like funny or entertaining or anything. It was just weird. Okay. Look at this. Oh my gosh, they had microwaves. Here's what Myra Waldo wanted to know about her new General Electric microwave cooking center. Where is the microwave though? Do you see it? Not in that picture. Down here I see it. When I was a kid, we didn't have microwaves until, let me think. I'm trying to, I don't know. Some point in the 80s, I think. Alright, I'm not going to read you the questions about microwaves because you guys all know the answers.